I always believe that America is a special country because of its constitution.
We have a fundamental principle in our country of freedom of religion, and we need to protect everybody's. That's why the founders saw fit to put this first in the First Amendment. It really goes to, the core of who we are.
Religion isn't a thing, it's people. And so what happened in our community in Murfreesboro and continues to happen is a dialogue around religious freedom and a dialogue around who we are.
Murfreesboro is a diverse community. It's a small town, but has the feel of a large city because we're next to metropolitan Nashville.
The Islamic Center of Murfreesboro as a mosque was established many years ago. It was in a small apartment because at that time the Muslim community were very limited numbers, but they kept growing.
It's not only a house of worship for Muslims here in the region, but also it's like the YMCA.
People come here to celebrate and to support each other in the time of sadness.
One of the most important things for this center is to make people live in harmony with other religions in the community.
If you attend any service back then, the need of having a new building become obvious.
They were in a 2,000 square foot rented space, which was inadequate.
People used to pray outside in the parking lot and on the sidewalk. We could not hold any events that involved the community at large.
We were a small community with limited resources. We started doing what anyone will do, which is trying to find a good deal. When we started the idea of having a new facility, maybe you can say we were naive. We were not anticipating any opposition to start with, and the things were quite smooth in the beginning.
ICM actually went through the process of getting the permit from the government, and that permit was granted.
Blueprints were printed out and shared with the community. It was amazing. We had a community where we could all fit, where we could have playgrounds, soccer fields, and basketball courts.
We excitedly put a sign on it saying, this is the future site of the Islamic Center of Murfreesboro.
We thought everyone will be happy for us.
The controversy over plans for a new Islamic center in Murfreesboro led to a showdown today.
Protesters marched through the streets of Murfreesboro this afternoon, speaking out against a planned Islamic mosque.
The protesters want the planned construction stopped. They say the community should have given some sort of input into all of this before it was approved. However, those on the other side of this argument say the motive is simple: hate.
Growing up in school, one of the first things that we learned in history was that this country was founded upon freedom of faith. Why is this even a story?
So we did not take it seriously. We did not know what's coming.
This mosque that they're trying to build, all it is a training center.
Do you forget 9/11 so fast? It seems like the American people do.
The protesters put together a petition urging county leaders to listen to their concerns.
The opposition not surprised about it, but the magnitude of it is what was so shocking.
After breaking ground, Murfreesboro Muslims are rattled after an intruder torched one of the contractor's 4 pieces of excavating equipment.
If they were a church or a synagogue, this would be a non-issue.
We have filed a lawsuit to stop the building of the mosque.
They want to prove that Islam is not a religion, because if Islam is not a religion, then this institution should not exist.
It is not about the First Amendment. The real issue is the nature of Islam, which is a political ideology with a militaristic agenda to subjugate the entire world under totalitarian Sharia law.
And we said, that's absolutely ridiculous. And we filed a brief saying how over 200 years, all three branches of the government, executive, judicial, and Congress, have said that Islam is a religion. It was kind of a shot across the bow to say, hey, look, state court judge, you got to put an end to this. He didn't.
Rutherford County Chancellor Robert Corlett barred Rutherford County from granting the mosque an occupancy permit, saying the project was so important it should have been better publicized to the community.
And so we took this step of doing the kind of thing that was done back in the height of the Civil Rights era at the Department of Justice, of filing a federal action to ignore a state court judge and follow a federal order. And we stressed the fact that suppression of First Amendment rights, even for a short period of time, causes irreparable harm.
For a while, it looked like the mosque may remain empty, but a federal judge overruled that decision. It's a defeat for mosque opponents who spent 2 years trying to prevent this building from being used.
It's a victory for not just for the Islamic Center. I think it's a victory for our Constitution.
In this case, it was the law of the land that prevailed. It was the law of the land that told my community that they do belong.
The ICM is important to me because of what we had to go through just to be able to find a place of worship.
It's a home of a sense for your body and soul. It's the most beautiful feeling.
They have been an amazing community partner in facilitating the education of religious literacy and dispelling those stereotypes about what Islam is.
I am welcome, and my community is welcome. We are just as American as everyone else.
There were so many people that rallied around and said, the people that are against the freedom of religion, that are against our First Amendment, do not speak for us. They are in the minority.
Religion, faith, it's not a problem to be solved. It's a human reality that needs to be understood. And as communities, we need to learn about each other and grow together.
I remember back then someone was saying, will you win this? I said, yes, we will. The fight is not against us. The fight is against the Constitution. We had the Constitution on our side.
What is going on in Murfreesboro was a wake-up call that we all have work to do, educating ourselves and educating everyone else about what it is to be an American.